Alright, good afternoon. The screencast which you're watching now will be available on the resources page on your blog under the class notes section, so you can go back later on if you need anything to clarify later on. Also, all the slides for chapters 5 and 6 are going to be posted there too. All the chapter 6 homework will be due tonight, Tuesday, September 29th by midnight. So you got to make sure to have that in. And then finally the test is going to be tomorrow over chapters 5 and 6. That's tomorrow, Wednesday, September 30th, a normal 2-chapter test tomorrow, chapters 5 and 6. So if you now please clear your desk except for a piece of paper, put your name on it and the date, September 29th. Okay, number 1. Please pay attention well because there's going to be no chance to ask any questions. Number 1. What was Jacob's name changed to? Number 1. What was Jacob's name changed to? Number 2. Why was Joseph Jacob's favorite child? Why was Joseph Jacob's favorite child? Give a minute to write about that. Number 3, Jacob stole Esau's birthright, and Esau met Jacob after 20 years with an army of 400 people. Tell me about what happened there. 20 years after Jacob stole Esau's birthright, they met up again, and Esau had an army of 400 people. What happened there? Give you a minute to write about that. Okay. Number 4, before this happened, Jacob had another vision or experience. Tell me about what happened. Something happened at night. Before this, Jacob had another vision or experience. What happened? Tell me about that. Okay, number 5. Out of envy, what did Joseph's brothers do to him? Out of envy, what did Joseph's brothers do to him? Number 6. How did that event work out for everyone's good? How did the event, what Joseph's brothers did to him, how did that event work out for the good? Okay, number 7 is extra credit. What is the feast day for today? Who do we celebrate today? Okay, so that's your quiz for the day. Now we're going to go into grading mode. Grading mode. So number 1, what was Jacob's name changed to? Israel. Number 2, why was Joseph Jacob's favorite child? Because he was born of Rachel, the one who he truly loved. Number 3, Jacob stole Esau's birthright, and Esau and Jacob met up again after 20 years apart. Esau had an army of 400. What happened there? By that time, Esau had gotten over his grudge. He was happy to see his younger brother Jacob. They exchanged gifts and then went on their merry way. Okay, anything to that effect, I'll take for number 3. You don't have to have each one of those parts, but that idea in general. Number 4, before this all happened, Jacob had another vision or experience. What happened? Okay, he had prayed actually before this, and then that evening, a man or an angel, it says the angel of God wrestled with him all night long, and by the end of that, Jacob had asked him for his blessing, and the angel gave him a new name, Israel. Okay, that's the vision or experience I was looking for. Number 4. Number 5. Why did Joseph's brothers, or what did they do to him? Out of envy, they sold him into slavery in Egypt. Number 6. How did that event work out for everyone's good? Joseph became the prime minister in Egypt, became powerful, assisted his brothers finally, who in their need came to him, even though they didn't know it was him, and he was able to help them, to give them food, to save their lives. And number 7, today's feast day is the Feast of the Archangels, Saints Michael, Raphael, and Gabriel. Okay, so please mark the number right on the top of your test. Out of 6 possible points, you might get 7 out of 6 maximum for this quiz, okay? Finished grading that. The right correct on the top out of 6. Then silently, please pass these forward in order, and they'll be collected. Please take out then just your book, as well as paper and a pen for notes. Okay, to review. We've studied a bunch of stories together in chapter 6 about the patriarchs. We studied about Isaac finding his wife Rebekah and their feuding sons Esau and Jacob. The sale of Esau's birthright to Jacob for a bowl of soup. Pretty embarrassing. Then Rebekah and Jacob deceiving Isaac into giving Jacob the family blessing. Then we studied about how God writes straight with crooked lines and renewed the covenant of Abraham with Jacob in the vision of Jacob's ladder in that dream. So God renews Abraham's covenant in Jacob, despite his dishonest ways of getting that blessing. And then the story about Jacob becoming an unwilling polygamist through Laban's deceptions. And we studied the story about the 12 sons of Jacob through Leah and Rachel, and his most beloved son, Joseph, born of Rachel. And then that Jacob wanted to finally escape from Laban with his wives after several more years of service, making it about 20 in total, in exchange for what turned out to be the best of Laban's flocks. Okay, so that's kind of where we've been in chapter 6 so far. Again, this is all on the resources link on your websites if you want to go over anything. Today we're going to be studying stories of Jacob's strange encounter with an angel of God on his way back to Canaan, his renaming, and his happy meeting with Esau, and then Jacob's favorite son Joseph, sold as a slave in Egypt by his brothers. Then we'll study Joseph's surprising good turn of fortune in Egypt. And then finally again, study how God writes straight with crooked lines anew. The evil deed done by his brothers, by Joseph's brothers to him, ends up allowing Joseph to save all his brothers in time of famine. Okay? So now turn back to page 116, where we left off. Right before Jacob was going to go and meet his brother Esau once more.